breaking news. A wild police chase is now over, and a man's been taken into custody. News Channel 5's Cuthbert Langley joins us live now from the Criminal Justice Center with the very latest on this. And crazy police chase, high speeds. Anybody hurt, Cuthbert?
Steve, remarkably, no, nobody was hurt, but the speeds this guy was driving at were upwards of 100 miles an hour. He was doing donuts in the middle of the road as well. But again, nobody injured in all of this. This was actually two different police chases. The first one happened on Interstate 24 near Haywood Lane. Police say they spotted the driver. He sped off. An officer obviously had his blue lights on, but when the driver didn't stop, the officer pulled back but sent out an alert for this guy's car. And then just a few minutes later on Harding Place near Nolensville Pike, another officer spotted the car. Same deal, driving very quickly. This time, this is when he was doing all of those donuts in the road. So the officer turned on his blue lights and the guy did not stop. In fact, officers ended up having to put out spike strips in order to flatten the guy's tires so they could finally get him into custody. And they did. You see him being placed in the back of the patrol car. We were there as all of this unfolded this morning. So right now we are still waiting on official word as to exactly what kind of charges this guy is going to be facing, as well as his identity too. All of that's still not being released from Metro Police just quite yet, but the best news again is that nobody was seriously injured. We're live here at the Metro Jail this morning. I'm Cuthbert Langley, News Channel 5 HD.
Cuthbert, thanks for that update. A day on the water turns deadly in DeKalb County. We're told one person drowned on Center Hill Lake around 5 yesterday afternoon. Now, the name or what happened hasn't been released. As soon as we get more details, we'll let you know.
A house fire is being called suspicious this morning. It happened on Linda Lane in Clarksville just before 2 o'clock yesterday morning. We're told one person was hurt. They have since been released, though, from the hospital. 3 cats and a dog died in the blaze. It's unclear why that fire is being called suspicious.
And new this morning, a mother and father are facing serious charges of child neglect. Officers say they responded to the M-Star Hotel in Goodlettsville last week, and inside they found 3 young children living in unfit conditions and appeared to be unbathed and malnourished. Jessica Duke and James Hagee face several charges. The children are in DCS custody right now.
Well, the search continues for a man who was shot in North Nashville over the weekend. It happened around 1:30 yesterday morning on 16th Avenue North. We're told the victim was shot in the leg, but is expected to be all right. If you have any information, contact police this morning.
A 12-year-old boy is recovering after an accidental shooting in Tullahoma. Not many details have been released, but we do know that he was shot with a hunting rifle and then flown to Vanderbilt University Medical Center Friday. No word on how serious those injuries are, and it's unclear what led to the shooting or if any charges will be filed.
Armed, dangerous, and on the run out there this morning. The search is on for 2 of TBI's now most wanted. We've got a couple of pictures here we want to show you. Daryl Starks there on the left and Terrence Kimbrough. They're wanted on several charges connected to multiple shootings in South Nashville at some public housing complexes. The most recent was a woman. You may remember this story. The woman was holding a baby in a public housing community. They shot her. She dropped the baby. Baby has some mild abrasions, but it's going to be all right. The woman was in critical condition. If you see either of these guys, call 1-800-TBI-FIND.
There is an ongoing investigation at Beach Bend Park in Bowling Green. Several people were hurt over the weekend after this ride, the Jitterbug, tipped over. And you can see it's a swing ride for children. Picture was sent to us from a viewer. We appreciate that. We're told at least 6 people had to be treated for injuries. The State Department will inspect the ride to determine the cause of the malfunction. The rest of the park will remain open during normal business hours.
Jeffrey Skaggs was only 15 months old when he died under suspicious circumstances years and years ago. The case was closed pretty quickly. But now News Channel 5 Investigates has discovered that that is changing.
So what about this little boy? What if you're wrong, sir?
Our chief investigative reporter Phil Williams first raised some questions almost a decade ago about the little boy's death. Now there's a new development. After all these years, could it finally lead to some answers?
The more we looked at it, the deeper we got into it, the more we realized this is a homicide investigation, and that's what needs to be conducted.
So what has changed? It's an exclusive News Channel 5 investigation you will see tonight at 10 o'clock.